Um, damn, I didn't think I was gonna get this nervous. Okay, so I want to start off with saying that I am okay. Everyone I know who was involved in this is okay. But some scary shit went down for me the other day. I went to a concert on Saturday, September 29th, 2018. And it was a concert in Central Park. It was on the Great Lawn, and it was a free concert. It was the Global Citizens Festival, and I was really excited to go. My friend was like, I won tickets, even though it was like a free concert, so you could have just like gone anyway. Okay, so we were at the park and we were waiting for Janet Jackson to come on. And in fact, actually, my friend and I had been debating. I was like, Janet Jackson's coming on next. They're not gonna have Janet Jackson close out the weekend. Like, that's just like not what's gonna happen. And we were debating, and then we're like, okay, like if Janet Jackson comes on, then we'll go. Like, no offense to Janet Jackson, we're just not huge Janet Jackson fans. And they had like not penned people, but like since it was a free concert and it was in the park, they didn't just want people like roaming willy-nilly, which I totally understand. So like as you came into the field, like where the concert was, everyone was like once a section filled up with a certain amount of people, they like stopped filling that section, and then like there was like those metal barricades that kept everyone like in their section, which it was fine. Like there didn't seem to be any problem. And so my friend and I, we were in the back of our section, and we were like sitting down on the ground, and like she had to fix something, so I was like holding her phone as a flashlight over her, and we're sitting, and all of a sudden I looked up, and there was a sea of people running at us. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than, and it was dark. Like, it was already dark at this point, and I just see these people, like heads really. Like, I don't even see bodies. I just see like outlines of their heads with like the light from the stage, like running. And I like didn't even think, and I just grabbed my friend and I was like, we have to go now. And she didn't understand what was going on. She kept saying, Sophie, like, what's going on? What's going on? I was like, Gabby, I don't know. We just need to run. And people were falling and pushing and screaming. And at this point, I had heard pop, 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 pop. So, as anybody from the United States at this time in history, I assumed shooter. And we had been complaining about security and how they were penning us, and how like ridiculously long and extensive this search and everything was. And then it was those fences that we were complaining about that were keeping us in, were also keeping us from getting out. And I just remembered that I had my friend's phone in my hand, and I was like, if we get separated, I cannot have her phone. Like, I can't have her phone if we get separated. So as we're running, I shove it into her hand, and I'm like, don't lose this. Take it. And we're running, and she just keeps asking me what's going on, and I don't have an answer for her. And I just keep hearing pop, 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 pop. And I'm terrified, but I'm totally calm. And this is not to be braggy or to be like, hey, I do good. But I was. All I kept thinking was, we need to get out of the park. We need to get out of the park. And I linked arms with her, and I'm holding onto her sweatshirt, and I'm just like, we need to keep going. People are pushing, we're getting hit in the face with tree branches. And then there is a part in Central Park where there's like a running biking path that's essentially a paved road that goes through the park. but cars aren't allowed on it. And this is where all the police were lined up, like all their cars and everything. And I remember we were trying to push through a fence to get to it, and somebody said, don't go that way, it leads back into the park. And I see a cop run right past me. And I was like, oh, this is real. So we get onto the road and everyone's screaming, get behind the police, get behind the police. And all their vans, and we're lined up and we're trying to get there because there's only so many entrances because it was a concert. They were trying to keep people from coming in, not from getting out. And we're running and we're stuck behind the police van and the fence, and people are pushing and pushing and pushing, going, move, run. And I just remember screaming, this is as fast as we're going, no one can move. And I can see the opening in the fence, I can see where I need to be, but I'm stuck. I have my friend on my hand, and I'm stuck. And all of a sudden, the fence goes down, and I watch people swarm and just run. And I look up and I see a building. Now, I don't know how I knew even what part of this building was, but it was the Met, and I knew for some reason it was the Egyptian wing, or at least I think it was the Egyptian wing, but I just remember just waiting for the dogs. And I just remember running towards the Met because it's a building and it should be safety. And I see people banging on the door, yelling to what I assume is security guards to let us in. And they can't get in, and we're scaling the walls to stay as close, and we hear pop, 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 pop. And it occurs to me, I need to call my mom. And so I did. But she didn't pick up because she's a nice lady and she was out to dinner with people. So like, why would she answer her phone? And I can't imagine how terrifying it is to receive a voicemail from your child saying, there's a shooter, I love you. And I just tried calling all of my siblings because I wanted to hear somebody's voice, be able to tell somebody that I loved them. But Gabby just kept telling me we have to keep going. So I'm running, and I'm running harder and faster than I've ever run in my entire life. Like, you're talking to the girl who managed to get out of the mile twice in high school. Like, literally, like I don't run. Like, I don't run. It's not part of my regime. And we finally get out of the park, and there's sirens and there's flashing lights, and I don't feel safe. I'm too close to the park. People didn't know to go uptown, downtown. I was on the east side of the park, so we just kept going east. We didn't know what to do. And we just start going. And we're walking. And finally I got in touch with my dad, who happened to have been out with all my family friends. And I had to call him back. I don't even remember why I hung up with him, but I remembered that I had to call my friend, the friend who I saw at the ticket, at the, like, the line thing, like, my friend. And I just remember being like, I have to call her. So I call her. And her and her friend were trampled. And she's just trying to get out of the park. And I was like, call me when you get out of the park. She's like, I'm out of the park. I was like, call me and we'll figure this out, okay? Like, we'll figure it out. And while I'm on the phone with Dad again, my friend Gabby, who I was with, receives a phone call from her father saying it wasn't a shooter. It was something that fell, a barricade, and people got nervous and they ran. I couldn't stop shaking. I couldn't stop thinking. And then finally, I'm on Madison and 85th, I think? Yes. And I'm in the Dean and DeLucas on the Upper East Side at 8 o'clock at night. And we walk in, and it's Dean and DeLuca, so everything's white. And I proceed to break down because I thought I was going to die. I left a phone call. I left a voicemail on my mom's phone telling her that I loved her. I tell my mom I love her every day. I do. We live together. It's really not that hard for me to do it. But I thought that was going to be the last time that I was ever going to be able to say it to her. And I managed to meet up with my other friend. And so the three of us just walked from Madison and 86th to Harlem 125th. I was scared to go on public transportation. Now, if you know me in real life or even just through these videos, it's kind of hard to make me stop talking. It truly is a feat to make me speechless. And I could not talk. I just kept thinking. I thought I was going to die. I was calm. I was collected. I knew what to do, which I am really proud of myself that I knew what to do. And that I had such quick reactions to things. But I thought I was going to die. I thought I was never going to see my family again. I thought I was never going to see my friends, my dogs. I didn't think I was going to be able to do anything again because I thought I was going to be just another mass shooting in this country's history, in the United States' history. And I hated that. Hated that feeling. I hate that feeling because it sits in me. You know, it's Tuesday now, so it's been 3 whole days since it happened. I think it's 7:30 right now, so quite literally it's been 72 hours. And part of me still doesn't feel safe. But I didn't feel anywhere near close to safe until Sunday afternoon. And that was after I sobbed in the shower for an hour and had to say to myself, I am okay, I am alive, I am safe. And I kept saying that to myself in the shower. I'm sitting on the floor of my shower, letting the water beat down on my hands, and I just keep saying to myself, I am safe, I am okay, I am alive, I am safe, I am okay, I am alive. And I kept saying it until I could say it without crying, until I could say it and kind of feel like I meant it. Because I am okay, and I am alive, and I am safe. I live in a very safe area. It is. Things like shootings don't happen where I live. And I am lucky. But that is not the case for many. Even though something didn't happen, I want to be able to protect people from the fear and the shock that I went through. I broke down crying in Dean and DeLucas. Also, not sponsored. Just saying, not sponsored. But like, also, hi Dean and DeLucas. I don't know if I fully understand what I went through still. Because I just don't know what to do with myself. I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I don't have an inkling of how I'm gonna do it. Side note, I called my therapist. Well, I didn't call her, I texted her. And then we called. And we spoke to her on the phone. But I did. I have a great support system. That night I spoke to my mother, my father, my brother, my sister, who's also a spiritual advisor, my sister, and my therapist. And I had one of my best friends and a good friend with me. Oh, and I spoke to my best friend. Another best friend. I spoke to a lot of people that night, but I couldn't talk to my boss, which is a whole nother thing. But I have a support system, a really good support system in place. And I've been in therapy long enough to know what to do in these situations. And I didn't know what to do in these. I had to call my therapist. She had to work me through it. But I'm afraid for those that don't have my parents and my siblings and my therapist and my best friends, because I'm so beyond fortunate for them. I really am. I would not be as okay as I am today if I didn't talk to them all within an hour and a half of it happening. But I am okay. I am alive and I am safe. And I just have to keep saying that to myself. I am okay, I am alive, and I am safe. So that's the thing, is I'm okay and I'm alive and I am safe. And even though this situation wasn't real, the fear very much so was. And I am taking that fear and I am channeling it. Right now I'm channeling it into this right here. I'm channeling it into you, but I'm channeling it into my voice. Because I will be silent no longer. Silence in the face of oppression is oppression. That's like not the exact quote, but y'all know what I'm talking about. I am okay and I am alive and I am safe. But that can't be said for everyone who thinks they're involved in a shooting or who is involved in a shooting. Because this is every town. This is the march for our lives. And I cannot be silent any longer. So, let's fucking radicalize. I don't know. Help me figure out what to do. Because I don't know. But I can't not do anything. Listen, I ran. And if you know me, I don't run. I will see you next time, friends. I am okay, I am alive, and I am safe. I am okay, I am alive, and I am safe.